Lay down. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Fuzzball and Josh show. Hey, Fuzzball. Good morning. What are you doing? You don't recognize that hat, dude. It's weird, huh? It's like I'm wearing a hay bale on my head. Guys, welcome to the Stony Ridge Farm this morning. Pause for the cause here. Let me get off Starlink internet real quick. Like I said, I knew we'd lose connection. I totally forgot to turn off the internet. So today we're going to have some fun. I'm just sitting on the front porch and I had my little fuzzball friend. Let's see if we can get him to come back up. Fuzzy ball, fuzzy ball, fuzzball. He does not, or she does not like this hat. Fuzzball. So today we're going to be hanging. We're going to see the cows. The cows are right out in front of the house here. I moved them across the road late last night. We've got Buddy, right? Shake it. You want to shake it? Oh, good boy. It's a good dog. And Lexi, we call her Lexi or Lulu. Come on, Lexi. Sit. And you shake. Lexi is much more timid than Buddy. They just have two different personalities. Buddy's obviously a loving dog. Welcome to the go ahead, dude. I want to kick your butt. So today we're going to take the dogs out. This is what I do typically off camera. We're not, look at what a sweetheart. You're such a sweetie. You're so sweet. So typically I don't take the cows and the dogs around each other, but today we're not doing so much work in the cow pasture where the cows are. So we're actually going to take you guys and the dogs with us, and we're gonna just knock out a few little chores that I need to do, and I just want to take you guys along with me. So this will be hopefully a fairly short vlog. I've already forgotten my coffee, but my first priority is finding my tripods. I just shot 2 videos for you guys this week, and I had tripods. I know I had them in my hands this morning. Lexi, come here. You don't have to go anywhere, okay? Go poop, kids. Go poopy. The dogs are trained to go in the woods and go to the bathroom so that I don't run over. I don't know if you guys know about German Shepherds or big dogs, but I most certainly, you tell me your stories here. Share your stories with me. I most certainly do not want, there's my tripod, and there's my Harvest Right freeze dryer, getting ready to put that to work. I most certainly don't want to ride through my lawn cutting my grass, and you guys can tell me stories of your neighbors too, but to ride through there and run over a gigantic German Shepherd 5-gallon turd. There's nothing like doing that. Here's my experience with that. You're riding the mower, everything's cool, and then you just smell turd, 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 turd with every circle on the lawnmower. It's pretty funny. Beautiful morning here, guys. Just absolutely gorgeous. If you've missed the last few live streams, we made a little bit of an announcement a couple days ago. My former wife, my ex-wife, Mrs. Stony Ridge, is back. Now she's Miss Stony Ridge for a little bit, which is okay. We're trying to work things out, work things through. We both have grown as people, and I think it's just a great thing. So we're in my kitchen there. One day we'll do a house tour once I get everything fixed, and show you guys this mobile home that I live in. Believe it or not, and it may look like, from what I'm doing here on the farm, it may look like, God, like Josh is just spending money left and right. It's just spending it like it's going out of style. Well, here's the deal. I wanted to build my property, and if you guys are dreaming of owning a larger piece of property and starting something like this, I wanted my property to get paid for first. So what I did, and I'll tell you the exact cost here, $14,500 for this. This is a 40 by 26, 40 by 20, no, 40 by 30 building. Yeah, I think it's a 40 by 30. This, again, with concrete and everything, and this is back 7 years ago. I don't have a video building it because I hadn't started making content yet. But this cost 14,000 bucks, okay? How can you get into, this was my farm building. This is it. All the work was done out of that building. How can you get to that amount nowadays? You really can't. But 14 grand for that. This is the mobile home, and it's far from finished. I'm going to put a standing seam metal roof on there, and that way it will be here. It is a permanent fixture probably here on the farm. However, for tax purposes, I mean, first of all, this thing cost, I paid $3,500 for my house. $3,500 for the home, the entire home. And it was in rough shape, but it wasn't in that rough a shape, okay? Mobile homes inherently will get holes in the floors and stuff like that from people not taking care of them. This one didn't have any holes in the floor to speak of. I did have to put some floor leveler in there before I did all the remodel, and I remodeled it and probably put $20,000 into the remodel. Well, that's $23,500 for my house. Can you imagine? Like, holy cow, you want to get out of debt and build a farm. You don't want to go build a McMansion, a $300,000, $500,000 house up here. So that's why the inexpensive carport and this home right here. Now, we're talking about a lot of different things here on the farm. We've got some ponds to build. And eventually, after I catch my tail, everything gets caught up and paid for. Then I'll start saving and build my permanent home. But I don't have to live in a castle. So anyway, that's the story with the mobile home. A lot of people say horrible things like trailer trash and this and that. I'll tell you, that ain't trashy. It's not. And sometimes living in a trailer, I don't know how many of you guys, if you live in a mobile home, or we call the trailer, where's Lexi? She's always a turd. Come on, Lex. Come on, girl. Living in a mobile home like that is just a way to get caught up for somebody. Come on, Lex. Come on, girl. She likes to be in the kennel more than she likes to be out. See? Come on, girl. Come on, baby. I have to talk to her like a baby. Buddy is like a man. He's a man's dog. Good girl, Lexi. She's just sweet. She just came right up to me. You ready, guys? We're going to go do some fencing. We're taking about 500 people with us. Happy Monday, guys. Grab your coffee and let's roll. So I'm getting ready to move the cows into this pasture up here. I'll whip the camera around in just a second and show you exactly what I'm doing. There's a little bit of fencing to do here. Step-in post. I'm going to install some step-ins. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah. And we've got a little bracket we're going to be installing. I rode around all morning looking for tools because I get in a hurry and leave my tools sitting where the last job was. So just had to recall what I did with them. So you guys are going to get a good little farm lesson here. So it'll be pretty fun, I think. Weather out here right now, we're looking at temperatures somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 degrees, 74 degrees. I thought this whole hot weather thing was over for us in North Carolina, but it sure ain't. We got some 90-degree weather coming, so check your mic. It's good, brother. Everybody tell me, can you hear the mic? I think you can. Just say, I hear it. I agree with you on the trailer. Yeah, how many of you guys? I'm very comfortable in my double wide, says Jeff. You know, it's like this, man. What are you doing? Who are you living for? You know, think about that. Who are you living for? Are you living for the guy down the street to think that your stuff is better than his stuff? If you're living like that, you ain't living right and you're never going to be happy. So I'm as happy as a clam in that mobile home. And in fact, if it were up to me in my world, I almost wouldn't mind just living in the mobile home forever. The taxes on my mobile home, because the axles are still underneath it, it is not a permanent fixture on the farm. The taxes on my mobile home, we do a property tax, an annual property tax, they're $17. So Gosh, how do you get any better than that? I'm going to grab some tools, and what we're going to do here, this is a connection point for the pasture here, okay? So the cows are going to be moving up here in a day into this pasture. I don't have it ready at all. So let me grab something real quick and we'll start working. But before we start working, I just think that everybody should pick up their coffee and take a slug. Michael says maybe upgrade to a double wide. You know, I don't know, brother. I think I'm going to build, and I'm talking to a timber frame builder, but we've also got the barndominium shop build here going on too. So there's a lot in the works, and what you guys need to understand, I want you to be able to come here and see this place. I want you to be able to come here and buy beef. I want you to be able to come here and learn. I want you to be able to come here and relax and be left the heck alone. I mean, how nice is that? So what I'm looking at and what I've been looking at, and this has been in the flan, I got food on my mind. This has been in the plan for the farm for ever since its inception. Ever since I bought the farm, I know of several beautiful places that I would love to put some small, either off-grid or minimalist type cabins. Now, when I say minimalist, I'm a guy that ain't gonna, I'll just tell you, I love to camp. I love to glamp, camp in a really nice camper. However, what I don't love is not having power and air conditioning. I love sleeping with a fan every night, man. So what the plan is to build a couple about 900 square foot cabins here on the farm where people can come and stay. They can come and stay, just get a little bit of peace and quiet, get away from here. You could buy a package where we take you on a river raft trip. You could get a package where you come to the farm and you get a golf cart and you park your car up here and you don't have to worry about anything. And you can hike and bike and do the trails and see the farm and see the cows and come out while we move them. I mean, what a great experience. What do you guys think about something like that? I will say that I have to make it financially worth my while. We're talking about $100,000 to $150,000 investment. So it would have to be worth my while, but I would love to be able to have you folks out to come and enjoy the farm and even join me on the live stream if you wanted to. So that's in the works, guys. And I'm not building a shipping container home or anything like that at this point. But how cool would it be to be able to go rent a shipping container home for a night? How about a tree house? How about a cabin out here where you don't have to worry about anybody or anything bothering you? That's where it's at. So how's Mrs. Stony Ridge? Well, we just discussed that. She is Miss Stony Ridge for now. So yeah, she's good. Life's good. Everything's cool. I'm taking up this post right here because I don't like it. These style posts, I'm gonna pull it up and I'll show you. And I've got a replacement post right here. These are strain right step-in pigtail posts. These are what I use to run my poly wire through. They step in, they're a very strong, robust, you put your foot right there and you mush it in the ground. These, and it's in there, are also a strain right step-in post. If you had pigs or goats or any other sort of animal where you needed a wire down low, this is the post that you need. If you have cattle or potentially sheep, this is the post that you need. This will last a very, very long time. This will last potentially forever if you take good care of it. And again, both of these are strained right. Both of these are from my friends at Farm Fence Solutions. A lot of the material that I use here on the farm is strain right. Strain right is the best in my opinion. It is just the best. This is not what you get at Tractor Supply. This has been out here for a year. If you bought this and I don't want to pick on Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply is a great store. This is not what you get in the big box store, I'll say. And I don't think strain right's available in Tractor Supply, but check and see. If you go buy these step-in posts and you use them for a year, they'll break. This isn't breaking. It's UV resistant, much more UV resistant than the cheapies that you get in a big box store sometimes. So sometimes. You like my politics? So this step-in post will serve me better, and that's why I'm replacing that. I'm trying to get away from all those. Once we get pigs here on the farm, those will be the step-in posts. That's what I'll separate my paddocks. Because, hold on, you can see. And wouldn't pigs be a fun addition to our morning live streams? So you can see, you can run a wire here, 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 and here. So if you had goats and pigs, you can run an electric wire there, and this is the post for you. So, cool. Being a good steward of the Lord, provide. Popcorn update. Popcorn, the Willis Jeep is in the garage, but he ain't going in the new mega shop until I get the floor sealed. I don't have power in the new shop yet, but wheels are in motion. So I always look at these. This just runs right through the wire. That's it. It's in there. It's hooked up. And I'll pull it snug. I think I'll pull it this way. Just like so. There we go. Step it in. Now you see the challenge. There's no topsoil. I'm this far in the ground and it's just stopped dead. Let's try it again here. There's the topsoil. So we've got some very compacted soil on this farm and very, very little topsoil. Pull that tight. This line is absolutely ready to rock and roll. We've got 2 more good fencing projects that we're going to do real quick. So we're going to ride over here. I'm going to grab my coffee though. We're going to ride over here and I'll show you that. So now we're good to go here. This is a 4-acre paddock. When have you seen me graze these cows on a 4-acre paddock? Never, never. We want intensive grazing. We want them to be intensely on this land. We want to eat a third, trample a third, and leave a third. So what we got to do is split this pasture. So we're going to go from right here to the water system that you saw me put in yesterday, in the video yesterday. And we're going to run a line from there all the way back down into that corner. We've got a shade tree here and a shade tree there. So the cows do have shade. Shade is not going to be a concern in the wintertime, okay? Once we get our temperatures back down to 70s, which should be by this Wednesday or Thursday, shade is no longer an issue, and these cows can really do their job mob grazing. Otherwise, I have to think, and I have to think a lot, long and hard. I have to plan this out 2 or 3 weeks in advance. Where the cows move in the evening time, they don't need shade. They're grazing it all night. In the morning time, they will need shade. So where I just moved them in front of the house, and we'll show you that in a sec, that's where I needed shade. So stick around. If you're in here, we're going to go see the cows. Last of all, we've got 2 more little fencing projects to take care of. Cool? Awesome, awesome, awesome. All righty. Okay, coffee. Can't forget that. What we got here? Thinking guinea hogs. No, absolutely not. Anybody and everybody, let's talk about the American guinea hog, aka a potbelly pig, right? There's a little bit of a difference between a potbelly pig and an American guinea hog, but let me tell you what the difference in ownership and processing. When you butcher an American guinea hog, it's the same amount of work almost as if you butchered a 350, 400 pounds regular old hog. However, you get 3 times the fat and 1/4 the meat. It's not worth it to raise them, in my opinion. They're cute as they can be, but we're looking at some heritage breed hogs here on the farm. So just bear with us. We'll know more about piggies very soon. I also have learned from other farmers running pigs and then running cattle in right behind them is an opportunity for disease, okay? That disease that we call Blackfoot. My cows, the only cows that are vaccinated for Blackfoot and this is kind of like getting your tetanus shot as a human. The only cows vaccinated for Blackfoot, and that's the only vaccination that we give here on the farm. The only ones vaccinated are the ones that get castrated. In other words, the young steers. So we will ban those steers, and they will lose their man parts. And those man parts, that comes with a tetanus shot. And in the tetanus shot is the Blackfoot. What am I thinking? The Blackfoot vaccination. So we didn't have to drive far. What we're going to do now is move some fence wire. And finish that cup of coffee. All right. I'm going to set tripods up so you guys can see what we're doing here. Do you like this kind of stuff? Some people come in and they fuss about it, actually seeing what farm work's going on. But, you know, I could shoot a regularly scheduled video, but I think it's fun for you guys to see it in real life, in real time. And the dogs are having fun too, right? Right, dogs? So I've got this is where the cattle handling equipment is, okay? I'm gonna work, walk, and talk. I have to shut this gate right here because we don't want the cows in here. Whoop. We've got a post right there. That'll be fine. All right, up we go. I have a better idea. Pull that step in. Close this gate. Okay, so the cows can't get into there. What we want to do is leave just enough grass as a teaser so that when I take them out of this pasture, the teaser is opening this gate. When I open that gate, all the cows, all 35 cows and the donkey will all run into this holding pen. This holding pen is designed to hold and sort the animals. Some animals I'll need to run through the chute and I need to put new ear tags in them. Some we're going to run through and we'll ban the young male calves so that they don't prematurely breed the young female calves. So we'll do the males in here, bring them through, and those will be for beef. Run everybody through, release out the backside, the ones we don't need to run through, and we'll make sure that all of our cows are good. Okay, so that's how we're going to do this. They're going to be blocked off to that area, and they're used to moving every 12 hours. So when I don't allow them into this pasture and I move them in here, they're going to be jonesing. They're going to be standing right here at this gate. And if you guys saw last time I loaded the cows onto the trailer, that worked perfectly. And that has worked perfectly here on the farm for a long time. So I've got a row of posts that goes from here all the way up through, and I'm getting ready to get covered in chiggers. You guys don't know what chiggers are? Google it. Oh man, horrible, horrible, mean little critters. They don't bother the dogs so much, but man, they sure bother the Josh. All right. So we got a little bit different setup over here. What I just did was install one of these, okay? What I'm getting ready to do is install this little critter right here. And this is very similar to what we have around our water tanks, except for it just has a screw in there. What I'll do, this is insulated from the post, and this is going to make life so much easier when I get ready to move the cows. All I have to do, hook that on there, and that's going to be attached to the post. And when I'm ready to move them, unhook and move the cows. That's what we're going to install. Real quick, I'll bring you over here and show you how I do it. All right, there's no exact science at work here. So if you're looking for Bill Nye the Science Guy to teach you the exact science of what we're doing, there's no exact science. What I'm doing, I can't even see the camera lens. I don't think you guys can see me. We're not pointed down good enough. Let's try that. There we go. So what I'm doing here, if I can get this ragweed out of there, is I'm installing this critter about the same height that I know all of my poly wire is, okay? Simply put, get that guy out of the way. A couple self-tapping screws right here, and they go right into this Schedule 40 SS40 pipe. right here, just about a little over knee high. Okay, nice and snug, but not over tightened. This is a Dewalt drill. I'm not sponsored by Dewalt. I like the drill better than the hammer drill or the impact, little mini impact. I grew up doing minor construction jobs. I say grew up in my 20s. That's what I did. Was minor construction jobs to make a living. That's what I put myself through college with. That and my GI Bill. Was an electrician in the Air Force, so I know a little bit, enough about electricity to hopefully not get killed. I think we all should know enough to not get killed, don't you? Okay, so this is my strain right geared reel, and I've made a boo-boo right here, so I've got to find the end. These will go haywire if you don't find the right end and pull it. I see it right there. Okay, this wire is supposed to be going right through there, and then we're good to go. We'll set this on the ground, and we're going to tie on just exactly what we did just a minute ago and make sure this isn't going to fall off. We're going to do exactly what we did just a second ago. Do you guys like this? Please tell me you like this kind of stuff. Thinking guinea hogs. We still got a guinea hog question. No. So if you watch some of the earlier videos on the YouTube channel on Stony Ridge Farmer, you'll see the guinea hogs that we had. Somebody gave us like 5 guinea hogs. You know why? Because nobody wants them. They gave us like 5 guinea hogs. I did process and smoke one, which was fun. Those guys reproduced, so we had like 5, and we ended up with like 30 within, gosh, 2 months of having them, I'd say. Okay. What do they say? If man can't tie knots, just tie lots. This is the same knot that I tie right here is the same knot that I use for fishing. Okay. So we're going to hook this right on to what we just installed. I'll show you. Then we're going to take a little walkie poo. We'll hook that right in there. Okay. And that's our gate for letting our cows into our holding pen. All right. Okay. So this is a strain right geared reel from Farm Fence Solutions. What we're going to do is take a walk all the way up through here. And I don't know if I can take you and make it fun, or if I can, or if that's what we need to do. But we're going to walk this geared reel all the way up through. There's post all the way up through here, okay? So try to think of how to do this one-handed and take you with me. Well, it's America, right? We can do anything. We can do anything. Here we go. Around the post, up in, good to go. Okay, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Hey, dogs. It's toasty out here. You know it's hot when the dogs are laying under the four-wheeler instead of beside it. All right. Now I'm setting all this up because my farm sitter is gonna be here starting tomorrow and watching after everything. So the cows still get moved twice a day, even when I'm gone, even when I'm out of town, which is a good thing. All right, now we're into really tall grass. This means I'm going to be itching. So as soon as I'm done with all this post is turned the wrong way. Now the real challenge, hold this, turn post the correct way. Every post, I'm obsessive. Every post needs to be turned the same way. It just does for ease of operation here on the farm. You got to think of, you got to think about that. Now I remember what I did. This was a, come on, bud. Oh, earthquake, and I'm sorry, guys. Now I remember exactly what's going on. This, dude, please don't make it so hard on me. My life can be really easy. There we go. Okay, now I know. This post, this geared reel that I'm working with is only long enough to do one section. that section right there. So I've got to work on that plan a little bit better. Come out here just a little while and fix all that. I'm going to sit you in the grass, guys. I can't do all this. Let me see if I can do it in one hand. Just ignore the shakiness. Oh, great. Boo-boos. How did that happen? Okay. Got it. So I don't need to sit you in the grass. That's nice. I bent the, there it is. I bent the actuator that keeps our geared reel right. Okay. So I was separating this past paddock and that paddock. It looks like I'm gonna have to go back and get a few more feet of string, which is all right. That's just normal. Okay. You'll see that the string, the poly wire, is touching a whole lot of grass right here. Not to worry. It's okay. It's all good. It's not gonna hurt a thing in the world. Okay, so we got that project done. The next project, and that project's not all the way done. I got to go back and bring more wire. I just bought another ½ mile. There is 5 miles of poly wire on this farm. I've ran 5 miles of poly wire on the property. That's saying something right there. Grab up all our tools. We're headed to the next little job here. You guys want to go see the cows first? Or do you want to see the completed next little job? Maybe I'll show you the next job and then we'll go see the cows and I'll come up here and do the other job. That way you're not getting seasick watching the channel, right? Okay. Always something. These are called Rhino grips from Colpin. Love them. They do a great job for everything, but they do break easy. If you bump into a tree, bye-bye. Bye-bye $70. It's either $70 or $40 for those grips. So I've broken about 8 of them, and I keep a big pile of spare parts because they're so handy to have. That's what I have my fence post in right there. Rhino grips. All right. So I'm just going to show you what I've got to do. Hey, man, come on. And then we'll go see the cows. Turn the camera around here real quick. I can't see your comments just yet because it's so bright out. So looks like no more comments are coming through for some reason. Where's Lexi? She's right back there. She just barked. All right. Did the comments stop? I don't know what happened there. Settings, camera, turn it around. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the comments. So I just set all this up. And again, the cows are going to be in here. This is what you saw in the video yesterday at about noon. That's when I set that video off. So what I've got here is my whole setup around the water tanks. And what we're going to do is we're going to come off of this post right here. Actually, we're going to come off of this post. Come off of this post right here. We're going to run a line because this is a huge padding. We're going to run a line straight down through there. Okay, so there's another 300 yards of poly wire. In order to get the cows up here, we're going to have to run them through the yard, and I'm going to show you that. We're going to drive right by that right now. So I don't know what's up with the comments. Seems like the comments aren't going through. The bad thing is you can't tell me the comments aren't going through because I can't see them. Well, here's Lexi for the person that asked. Hey, guys. All right. Let's go down and see the cows, and I'll show you what else has got to go on today. Starting to sweat. Man, I don't really know what in the world is going on with the comments. They just disappeared for me, guys. Keep on leaving them. We're just going to keep right on farming. So in this section of pasture, there is 15 paddocks. We're going to run them 2 laps around here, so we'll get 30 days. 30 days recovery for the other side of the farm. Yeah, I don't know what's up. I'm going to stop right here in the shade and see if I can figure out what in the heck is going on with the comments. You guys need to be able to leave comments. That's part of what we do here. Settings. Layouts, audio, general. Let me see here. I'm just going in. I just dropped a $100 pair of Oakleys. There we go. I don't know. I'm still looking. Hang tight. I want you guys to be able to leave comments. Let me just tap one. See if that makes them come back up. Man. That's frustrating. Maybe we froze. Time out. Let me see what I can do here. I reset it, guys. Tell me if you see comments. I can't see them. What a frustration. I have no idea what happened there. Thank you guys that have stuck around. I have no idea. The last comment that I could see was, "Where's Lexi?" And yeah, so we lost like 4 minutes. I couldn't see anything you guys were doing. Could you still see the video, or did it freeze at about 5 minutes ago? That was odd, very odd. I've never had that. Never had that happen before, so total bummer. But we're back, thank goodness. Still here. All right, so we got to go see the cows, but I do not want to agitate the cows with the dogs. So we're gonna put the dogs up. Show you how smart these dogs are. First of all, this is a good time. These dogs are very, very smart. I trained them very well. Hey, go pee. Go pee pee. Go pee. They go right in the woods. I had video for most of it, black screen for a few minutes. Yep, Cowboy, that's where I went out, logged back out, logged back in. These are the things that happen sometimes when you do a live stream. That's the first time that's ever happened here with this live stream. Go pee. Go pee. I see you over there skipping school and not studying. There we go. So we're all back in here now. We're gonna go ahead and get the dogs put up real quick because the cows are right down here in front of the house. I'm gonna explain to you what I have to do here. So I think it's important you guys know. On the back of the four-wheeler, again, this is my total utility fencing four-wheeler right here. So on the back of the four-wheeler, I still have some of these strain right handles. I won't be needing those handles, but these two reels of wire are set up for doing this run. The cows will actually come up. This is my yard, okay? So the cows will actually come right up. I'll build an alleyway. I'll run a poly line down through there, and I'll run one right on the edge of the woods. And this alleyway, there's a gate down there, and we'll run it right through, and then the cows will go right into that pasture. And they'll be in that first section that I'm building here in just a few minutes. Farm All Fanatics in the house. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. Man, I'm sorry that we lost contact. Hey, dogs, I know you're done peeing. Kennel. There they are. Hey, come here, you big babies. Good dogs. Come here. Sit, sit, sit. Lexi, sit. Well, I know you were into something, and I know you were probably, sit down, buddy. I know you were eating cat turds. But let's go to the kennel. Kennel. Oh man, I'd say German Shepherds are probably smarter than some people's kids. And Muddy, they will try and get into stuff, God, just like kids. There you go. The dogs are watered. This is funny. Here's some off-grid situation going on. The dogs are watered via rainwater, okay? So that's what they drink. They just drink rainwater. It catches right off the corner of this building, and it's basically a rainwater catchment system for the dogs, the same as the chickens. So absolutely. We'll hop on the ATV. We're going to zip down and check out the cows. Some people, period. Uh-oh, we got somebody picking on us. Farm All Fanatic, let me see here. Are you a moderator? I can't make you a moderator in here. Oh, man. I'm going to make you a moderator, brother. I think you're already a moderator. Okay, here's something cute. Here's something fun. We talk about a little flora and fauna from the farm. So let's talk about what we have here. This is called Goldenrod. This is an instrumental part of the honeybee's life here on the Stony Ridge farm. This provides pollen. Pollen is the protein for the honeybees. Nectar is the sugar. That's the carbohydrate. Pollen is the protein. This is a bolete mushroom right here, okay? You can see the flies flying around it right there. Most likely that probably is an edible mushroom. You can see it's already split right here, so that's something that we'll leave alone, but that is a bolete mushroom right there. So a little flora and fauna. These will flower out and they'll be covered with honeybees. And I have a pollen trap for the honeybees on the front of the hive that I will install from time to time, year after year. And what that does is allows those honeybees to pick up that pollen, and it drops off into a tray, and then I can have honeybee pollen. They say let's just give you some cool info here. I'm gonna turn the camera back around and talk. They say that 1 tablespoon of bee pollen is enough to sustain a man for a day. Okay, that's enough protein to sustain a man for a day. That's why you'll never starve if you've got honeybees. You'll never starve if you've got fish ponds. You'll never starve if you've got livestock. You'll never starve if you've put up veggies and stuff like we're teaching you here on the Stony Ridge Farm. So stick with me. We won't starve. Now, let me ask you, let's talk about this. Mitchell, I am a pretty fun guy. Cheese. I lost track of what I was saying. Oh, you'll never starve if you've got chickens, backyard chickens. An egg a day is all a man would need to survive. I mean, the only thing you really need to think of is how do you keep people from stealing your eggs, right? So this is Aster, okay? Here's another flower. Fall flowers tend to not have as much nectar in them as they have pollen. So this Aster right here will also be providing pollen for the honeybees. They get a tiny bit of nectar. This time of year, it's more protein. They've already stored up all of their honey, their carbohydrate source for the wintertime. What they do is consume that carbohydrate source and they vibrate in the winter. They basically shiver, and that's what keeps the hive warm and helps it survive the winter. What kills most beehives off in the wintertime is humidity. So if you feed your bees, and a lot of people do that, they feed their bees sugar water. These honeybees would probably be more appropriate if we're down by the beehives, but the honeybees will drink the sugar water. It has to dry. It has to dry down to, I believe, 24 or 21%. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, before they will cap it. 24, 21, I believe it's 21%. Has to dry down to that before the honeybees will put the cap on the honey, and that's ready. It's ready for storage. Well, as it dries in the wintertime, it evaporates and it goes up in the top of the hive, and on the top of the hive, water will condensate. Then it gets cold, cold, cold at night, and those water droplets will pull together and drop down on the honeybees in the hive, okay? So drop down on the honeybees in the hive, thus throwing water on already cold bees. And that's how you lose hives in the wintertime often. So the good rule of thumb is if you're gonna feed them sugar water, and a lot of people do that to get a head start on the spring so their honey production is up, you're gonna feed them sugar water, just make sure that you're not feeding them sugar water in the times where the temperatures are doing this and this. So when we get freezing temperatures at night, freezing and thawing in the top of the hive causes condensation. Condensation drips on the bees and you lose your honeybee hive. Let's do one more little flora and fauna. I've got some bushes back here that are North Carolina wild, and I think they're really cool for you guys to see. They call this a strawberry bush. And you guys may know the exact name for it, but they call it the strawberry bush. I'm spacing out what the actual name of this little bush is, but this is what we call strawberry bush. I don't eat the seeds. I've never eaten the seeds, but inside there, these are little seed pods, and they look like strawberries almost. So if you look at that, this is natural. This grows natural here in North Carolina, and they'll get up to 8 to 10 feet tall. And if you look real close, there's one strawberry bush. I didn't plant these. There's another strawberry bush. There's another one. This is after the seed pods have busted open right here. Okay. And this is what they look like. We'll just pop one off. There's plenty out here. This is what they look like before the seed pod bust open. Okay. Almost like a chestnut or a chinkapin. Okay. If we walk down through here, this is just in the backyard behind the house. Blackberries, willow oaks, lots of willow oaks back here, maples, wild cherry right there, and another flourishing bush here. So my goal would be to have these beautiful little bushes. This is just awesome. Beautiful little bushes all throughout the farm. Look at this one. Good gracious, what a mind blower. Boom. Now that is the most productive strawberry bush I've ever seen. Guys, tell me what that's called. Google it. Somebody Google it. What is that called? What do you guys think this is called? The actual name for it. Just look into fermenting plant juice. Clean input you make from around your land. Yeah, feed it yourself to your bees. Now you got to be careful with all that. You know, bees want nectar. Bees want sugar. So you have to be careful with that. You also have to be careful with the cure-all for everything, the diatomaceous earth. Picture this app. Yeah, I would use the picture of this app, but I'm using my phone to film this, bro. But totally, Dustin, that is a great app. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Just gorgeous. This is stuff that I really appreciate, guys. I don't get a lot of time to just wander around the woods. Right in here. These are wild hazelnuts right here, okay? And that is a wild trash bag. We got trail treasures. Let's get rid of you, little buddy. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's either hazelnut or ironwood. I don't see any hazelnuts on it, so maybe ironwood or alder. I'll have to get my picture of this app. This is called Lily of the Valley, okay? Lily of the Valley or Lily of the Mountain. This is a sourwood tree, okay? What explorers learned back in the day, this tree has a high water content. I'll show you here in a second. We're going to pick a leaf off and taste it. Sourwood tree has a high water content. If you're out in the woods and you come across a sourwood tree, the leaves are edible and they're sour as snot. But you can get water from them. So they're an edible leaf that will keep you from dehydrating in the forest. All right, what are we calling? A busting strawberry bush. Unanimous americanus. There we go. Strawberry bush or spindle bush. There you go. Isn't that cool? Edible landscapes. That's what it's all about, baby. Fig tree right there. This fig tree is growing, growing, growing. You want a fig tree to be planted on the south side of a wall. Here in this area where I live. Put it on the south side of a wall, you'll produce tons of figs. Put it on the north side, your fig tree will die. It's a fairly tropical plant, and it doesn't take much of a freeze to wipe out a fig tree. So awesome. For those of you that tuned into the fig video we had just recently, my mind does not sit still. I love this stuff, and this is what I do. Do you have any, the ask of the elderberry bush, okay? I want these all over my property. This is an elderberry bush. The deer decimated it last year. The deer didn't even touch it this year. It was loaded down with elderberries. You can take a clipping right now from an elderberry bush, stick it in some potting soil, and it will root and plant it next year. With all the berries that we had in here, there's about 15 elderberry bushes that are back in here. So good, so much probiotic in an elderberry bush. Just absolutely great for you. If you eat too many, you will get sick. If you make wine out of it and you drink too much of that, you'll get sick too. But yeah, that's elderberry. There are probably 25 elderberry bushes that I know of here on the farm. There's another one right over here I want to show you, and it's a seasoning, okay? Oh, let's go show you. Sumac. Have you ever heard of using sumac? This is a Native American seasoning. Greenbrier right here. Oh, let's walk through. Do you guys like this? Tell me. If you want me to stop, you tell me, okay? Yeah, tell me if you want to see this. If you like this stuff, this is what I love. This might be repetitive. We may do it again. But tell me if you like this kind of stuff. So southern yellow pine. Okay, this is a southern yellow pine right here. Otherwise, we call those Virginia pines, or again, a southern yellow pine. This is called greenbrier, and there's an obvious reason. Greenbrier, that's what that is, okay? These are the remnants of black-eyed Susans right here. Those are the seeds for black-eyed Susans, and we put those out on the land, and I planted a ton of them. Lots of goldenrod over in here. So it's kind of a riparian area. And as we walk back here, we're gonna learn about 2 more plants before we leave today. I think it's very interesting too. Certain types of mushrooms like to grow under these trees right here. This is a small beech tree. Okay, if I'm gonna get chiggers, I might as well get them good. Get them just for you guys. This right here is what we were just talking about, the sumac bush. Okay, often called the poison sumac. And you don't mess with that, it's poisonous. It's poison sumac, right? Well, hopefully we'll see one here in just a minute that's loaded down with sumac seeds. And those sumac seeds sumac is used in a lot of Indian dishes as a seasoning. We'll see if we can find a bush that actually seeded out this year. That is sumac. This is sycamore. These are small sycamore trees. They'll grow about 3 feet a year. They really grow fast. Right here is a gum tree. Okay, it's a black gum. Black gum? Sweet gum tree. Okay, just looking around, there's just so much, guys. Blackberry bushes, raspberry bushes, all this stuff. Dogwood, okay, dogwood tree. That is the state tree of Virginia, and I believe the state tree of North Carolina. There's more sumac. Let's walk and see if we can find some sumac that actually has the seasoning on there. And don't take my advice as a professional forest eater, okay? In other words, eat at your own risk if you decide, but do your research. And I think you'll find there's so much edible awesomeness in the forest. That is another little dogwood. We love dogwoods on the farm. They're beautiful little trees. They have a white flower in the spring, and they're scattered about down on the creek down there. Are probably 500 of them. And every spring we get a beautiful show. Okay, this is another sourwood. Grows up all crooked, falls over the wood like doesn't ever rot. Really, I'm trying to find a sumac bush that is loaded down with some snacks. All right, I keep this area mowed with the tough cut on the Ventrac because I can avoid rocks. All righty. You'll see a black polypipe. This is where I pumped water from the pond. Right there is another elderberry bush. I don't see any sumac that's producing. That's kind of a bummer. Maybe a bad year for sumac. I don't know. Yeah. So that's what we had. When we moved to the farm, we had a #1 rule. This was woods. This was forest right here. The #1 rule was if you pick up a rock, throw it way back in there because you never know what might be yard pretty soon. What about snakes, says Duffy D. Duffy D, we ain't scared of no snakes. I'm not worried about snakes at all. In fact, if you tuned into yesterday's live stream, yesterday, the day before, I actually caught a snake on camera. I'm not scared of them. I just know what's venomous and what's not venomous. 1 of 10 rocks to throw out of the field today. So I'm not worried about snakes so much. When I was a kid, they called me Indiana Josh. I would be out in the woods, in the bushes, and I'd be turning rocks over, trying to find snakes. So the day I brought home a copperhead to Mom was the day that I stopped looking for snakes. I would turn rocks over. I'd walk around, gosh, for, I don't know, hours on the farm growing up, flipping over rocks, looking for snakes to catch. Like, that was my thing. If we went down to the river, all the rest of the kids were playing in the river and splashing around and drinking beer and being stupid. I was being stupid in the bushes catching snakes. So if you go down the river, like river rafting, and you see snakes hanging in the trees, off the side. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, or at a pond. But yeah, I would just go out and catch snakes. That was my thing, man. That was my jam. Awesome. You know what I think we're going to do? Everybody stick around. The end of this video, we're going to go feed the catfish, okay? So we're going to go down and check on the cows real quick. They're right here in front of the house. We're also going to show you something you'll see later in the week on our video. I winterized the garden. You're going to get some awesome garden tips later in the week here on the Stony Ridge. I love taking you guys around and just talking about what I've done here and how this is built. There's a bush right here. Why is that stupid bush right there? Seems in the way, right? You know why that bush is there? I planted that bush specifically because tractor trailers come in here and they turn around and they will cut the corner and mush my grass, and my septic system's right here. So I want to keep them out of the grass, so I planted the bush so they'd have to round this corner without messing my grass up. You kids stay off my lawn. Oh man. In the garden right now, says Mitchell. Awesome, sir. Mitchell? Okay, I'm glad it wasn't Michelle. That would have been kind of funny. Here's what we got. So all these oak plant beds, I just cleaned out all around them, and I just sealed them with wood defender. Okay, got a video coming out on that. We winterized everything. We put chicken manure in every one of the plant beds, and we're gonna let this set in for the next couple weeks, and then I'm gonna come back in and I'm going to plant our winter garden. So awesome. Smart man. Problem is the solution. That's it. We're right in front of the house. This is my favorite place to have the cows. It's not that hot outside, yet they're all congregating under the tree over there. That's normal. That's what they do. So this is the girls, and they're happy as clams. They're out here just chowing down. There's plenty of forage. Typically, this would be a 2-day stop. So 1 day on 12 hours on each paddock. There are 4 paddocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. This time, we're only going to make it a 1-day stop, okay? Actually, yeah. 1 down there with sharing those 2 paddocks and 1 here, because when I move them back across the farm, they have to cross this path 1 more time. So I don't want them to consume 1/3. I want them to consume about 1/6 of the grass and then let it recover. And we got to get them back here behind the house so that my farm sitter doesn't have to release the animals out of the fence. They're coming out of the perimeter fence and up through here later today. Fun, huh? All right, we're gonna zip by the honeybees and then we're gonna head up to the pond and feed the catfish. It's tree pruning time. This is a plum tree. I got started trimming it back. There's another plum over there. There are peach trees over there. This is a plum that I need to trim back. You don't want to trim them back too much down low during deer rut season. All right, so if you trim back a fruit tree like this way down low, and he's got that invitation right there, he'll get in and really tear that tree up. They don't like to do it on apple trees as much as they do plum trees and coniferous trees like pines and cedars. Here's Tammy. Hey, Tammy girl. All right. Been so busy, I've had to eat out the last few days. My tummy is not happy at all. If you joined on the live stream, this is the field we mowed. We got to get over here and mow this one soon too. This is where the future pond dam will be. The reason the pond dam is going to be here, there's a power line that runs right over top. It's already cleared, ready to rock and roll. There'll be a pond that way. Great big pond. That's my plan anyhow. Got a quote on that. To build a dam right here, we're looking at $25,000 to $30,000. It will bring the property value up $60,000. Easily bring the property value up. You guys go look at a property to purchase and it's got a pond on it, you're going to pay double for that property. We're going to have 4. Newly cleared pasture. Going up to catfish pond. You guys having fun? All this real tall grass you're seeing is broom sedge. Total indicator of very poor land. The more we mow, the less it grows. The more we get biomass on this soil from mowing this undesirable plant, the better our grass grows. Like that. That's what we want our cows grazing on, okay? What we don't want them grazing on is this. It just takes time. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, and a farm ain't gonna be built in a day either. See how nice and luscious the grass is right there. There's no topsoil here in North Carolina where I live, guys, and that's what the whole goal is to take this from a desert and make it into beautiful, beautiful pastures without chemical fertilizers. Just now joining us, we're headed up to the catfish pond, and we're gonna feed the fishies. We're riding a Honda Foreman 500 here. Thanks to my good buddy John, got a great deal on this little four-wheeler used. Awesome machine. Got two of these four-wheelers. One has a loader system on it. All throughout this pasture, there are praying mantises everywhere. First time I mowed it this year, and it's been mowed once already. I'm gonna mow it again. No, it's been mowed twice. I'm gonna mow it one more time, probably today. First time I mowed it, I'll bet you 1,000 praying mantises came out of here. And this is the habitat for praying mantis, right here. They get up in there, they lay their eggs, and then they go out and explore the field and eat the grasshoppers. Right in this section right here, I did a video making blackberry jam and jelly. That's where I picked it. I picked nearly a 5-gallon bucket full of blackberries right here. And we're going in the back way. You guys have never been up through here going this direction to the pond. I'm from Wisconsin too. What town? You guys talk about where you're at. All right. So we got the fish kind of trained here. I'm a nature boy, I guess. What we'll do is we'll pull up here. They hear me coming. They sense the ground moving. We're going to pull up here. We're going to call the fishies in. All right. So there's no movement right here. You guys see it's just calm as it can be, and I'm being real quiet, and we're going to try it out here. So fishy, fishy, fishy. You're going to think this is so geeky. Fishy, fishy. Fishies, fishy, fishies. Look at that. Look at them. Fishy, fishy, fishies. I have my catfish trained to come up here and eat. All right, we'll throw them a scoop. You see the water moving right there? They just know food's coming. All right. This is a commercial fish food. Just chuck it right there and watch the magic. Fishy, fishy, fishies. Look at that. How fun is that? There's a deer that comes up here with me in the nighttime. So I come up here twice a day and treat these fish. There's a deer that comes up at night and kind of hangs out with me. So the deer just hangs out right over in here, looks up at me, just keeps on eating. I talk to the deer. Really, really cool. Look at all those catfish. I put 25 catfish in here, guys, to start this little pond off right. And we've still got another 2.5 feet of water that's getting ready to rise. This was the pond that had a leak in it that I shot a video how to repair a leak with that product called Damn It. That's so cool. You can see these are big old catfish in here. Great big ones and little bitty ones. Anywhere from nearly 2 feet long to like this long. So fun, man. That's just so cool. Look all throughout here. If you guys could see, I need a polarized lens for you guys to look through. There's just hundreds of fish up here. This little guy right here, right up on the edge of the water. That's so fun, isn't it? Fishy fishies! Who would have known? Who would have thought of this? I mean, leave you with a bit of inspiration, guys. If you're looking at buying a piece of property, you're looking at buying land, you're looking at trying to homestead or trying to do something like this, like what I'm doing here, don't wait. Do it. Jump on it. Do it. I'm telling you, your life will be so much more fulfilling. If you feel like you can't do it and you feel like time's not on your side, then come here and enjoy it with me, guys. Thank you all so very much for coming here on the farm with me this morning. I've got a lot of work to do. Going to be some great live streams coming this week. We're going to be live streaming from Montana if we have good phone service. Going later this week to visit a good friend in Billings, Montana. Also going to Great Falls, Montana. Also going to see the Welker Farm boys. So we're going to go up there and see their huge operation, thousands of acres. That'll be really fun. And we're going to Gillette, Wyoming to see our Wyoming life, all crammed into a 3-day period. So I just love doing this, guys, and I love learning and seeing how other people do what they do too. So hopefully we can bring you guys along. We'll have some great content. So thank you, guys. Say goodbye to the fish, to the cows, to the farm. Look at them. Awesome. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time. Please, your homework assignment, hit that share button. See if we can build up some more followers over on the Facebook channel. If you're not, over on the YouTube channel or Facebook. It's just a good time. Thanks for joining me on the farm, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next live stream. I'll try and schedule it a couple hours in advance so you guys know when it will be, okay? Thanks. See ya. Woo!